Hello and welcome to the Cropland Genetics Agri-Solutions Crop Cam. I'm Mark Ullman, Seed and Agronomy Advisor. Today I'm with me Brandon Jensen from New Vision Co-op. I want to talk a little bit about micronutrients and some in-furrow and over-the-top opportunities for growers. Behind us here we have a block that we work with the micronutrient discussions above and below ground. And what we do is we take 4 different genetics in this block. There's a northern influence, an eastern influence, a western influence, and a southern influence. And we take them same 4 hybrids, scatter them through different treatments. So right here we basically just went with the basic fertility program. And as we look at getting that next notch in yield, whether it's in furrow or over the top, there's different products, different ways about going to get that next notch in yield. So Brandon, there's been a lot of talk about plant growth regulators used on corn hybrids. Can you kind of share with us the components of a product called Ascend?
Sure. First we want to start over here with the no treatment block over here, just to let everybody know we did a yield estimate here on 3 years, and we averaged 166 bushels an acre with no treatment, with just your basic fertilizer program that guys are using. And down here we got our gibberellic acid block, and down here is our auxin block, and then the last one over here is our kinetin block, and then the Ascend is all 3 of those together, the kinetin, an auxin, and a gibberellic acid.
So when you put them 3 components together at the right ratio, we came up with a product called Ascend that we've been using for a few years. Basically helps with germination, cell elongation, getting that plant off to that early start. All about the microbial activity inside that genetic. Okay? So Brandon, can you share with us what you have there kind of for some yield estimates on them years?
Yep. Here, these 3 years we averaged out, you can see they filled to the tip, nice long round ear, and we got 201 bushel on this, so it was about a 30 bushel difference.
Yep, so this is one of the things we did. We picked the western influence hybrid here. We picked the same hybrid out of each treatment to show you these examples. Now that's one component. The plant growth regulator. Like I mentioned, it's called Ascend, Agri-Solutions product. The next thing we want to talk about is zinc and how farmers can do zinc in different ways on their farm. There's some in-furrow opportunities with some planters. There's also over-the-top opportunities. And when we got to zinc, we noticed a couple things. Keep in mind, all this corn is seed treated with zinc because it's all Cropland Genetics, and all of our seed comes treated with zinc on the seed coating for free. But Brandon, share with us what happened with the yield results when we did zinc and furrow.
Sure, Mark. Here you can see added some length, added 2 rows around in kernels. We went from 16 to 18, and we went to 214 bushel, and if you remember from back there, with the Ascend only, we were at 211. So we gained another, or 201, excuse me, so we gained another 13 bushel to the acre just by adding the zinc and furrow.
So zinc is a huge component early on in that corn's plant life cycle. Needs a lot of zinc. Anytime we can spoon feed that crop of corn with zinc, it's usually beneficial, especially in our heavy clay soils that we have around the area. The other thing it does is helps with dry down and test weight come fall. So we took it one step further. Brandon, share with us what happened when we did zinc in furrow and then came back with Max-In Z&B over the top at V6.
Same thing, we got 18 around, added some length. You can see a nice big thick girthy ear, and increased a couple more bushel an acre just by adding the Max-In Z&B at V6. And if you remember, V6 is one of the most important part in the plant's life, because that V6 is where you're deciding your yield.
Right. Absolutely correct. So that's why the timing is crucial, whether it's in furrow, on the seed, or an early application of the zinc micronutrient mix. So this is one of the things that we share with growers and agronomists around the area at the answer plot locations found worldwide. We happen to be at the one north of Worthington, Minnesota, but you can also find crop cams and ones like this and more on us104.net.